Are you ready? Can crush us. It don't really get no better than this the podcast that you're looking for if you're really heavy into wrestling. Hosted by the Mark. Energy that's so amazing. Gotta keep it entertaining. Rep the Can Crusher Nation. Yeah, you know what's going down in the ring. Lights out when you hit a ding ding. Knock 'em out like boom bada bing. Hold it down, you can crown me the king. Gotta shout out to the Miz and Duke the Dumpster. We choke slamming everybody. Power driving, hit 'em with a face buster. Yeah, this the show you need and it ain't no need for waiting. Mark, hold it down for the Can Crusher Nation. All about wrestling and keep it entertaining. Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Time to break 'em, let's go. Yeah. Can Crushers. Yeah. Can Crushers, let's go.
This is Donnie Bambino, one half of the Bad Fellas, and you're listening to Can Crushers. I don't know how you're listening to it, but I'll tell you what, you better leave a 5-star or I'll come visit you, and you don't want me knocking at your door.
Damn. What happened to your cockle?
I don't know, but I gotta hold on here. Let me lubricate.
Oh, and you're lubricating with the hard stuff still, huh?
Yeah, the summer shandy, really hard stuff. There it is.
There it is.
You gotta grease the cockles a bit.
Well, it's harder than mine. I'm going water again. I'm ready for a weekend to do nothing again after this week. But that's not happening. That doesn't happen until July again now.
Oh my God.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. You can't really do anything about it. But you're a busy man. You're just a busy man.
The downfall of being busy, my busyness is coming to an end. We're recording a completely different night, so just realize we're off kilter, but we're on kilter because we're us. Teams are getting eliminated now. We're really down to only 2 teams in the playoffs around here.
Yeah.
As much as I'm like, oh man, I really want time off, dad moments are setting in. I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna be doing sports again until around Christmas with basketball because I've made the call. I'm out again on football. Really, I don't know if it's Mark just not like calling football or we talked about it. I'm getting ready for Pitt football. I want to put all my love and care into that. And it's just Friday nights. Maybe I'd like to, wine and dine misses one time on a Friday night.
Maybe. And you can't do that if you're calling football games every week.
Right.
You can move me around all live long day, but football, can't move games around.
Right. They're not going to move games just for me.
No, they're not.
So, hey, by the way, High Ground Professional Wrestling next Saturday, Summer Showcase. I heard the final poster will probably be released this week. Uh-huh. So we'll see what happens, how that shakes out.
Are they going to put your grandiose front and center again, as they should have before?
I would imagine.
Can't have this where they just release these bogus posters, basically.
Right.
Depriving you of your stardom. I don't know how they can get away with that legally, but
I know. It's in my contract. In my contract. So, yeah. This weekend, graduation party 1 of 6 that we've been invited to. 1 of 6?
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oof.
A lot of near and dear. Ethan is a social butterfly, as I am. So, we get involved with families of families on top of families of families. Yeah, so this weekend is a really close member of the family, not a wrestling fan. I'm not going to shout out her or anything, but listen, if you happen to come across to Tally, hey, we're coming to your party today in a minute. But yeah, this is going to be a great one to start it off, and then High Ground next week, and then another one, and then we're off to It's something that Kelly wants to do. I know we're doing it. The 24th, and then 4th of July. Then we're in Akron for the Savannah Bananas.
Right.
Yeah. All trying to squeeze stuff in.
Unreal. You're just busy.
Overall, I'm going to jump right in. Then we're going to jump right
Go for it.
overall had a good week, busy week of softball, baseball, this, that, and the other. Squeezed wrestling in when I can. Squeezed the hay fever or whatever allergies I now have at the age of 46. I didn't know you can catch allergies at the age of 46. But, of course, Mark does stupid shit with allergies. So I took an Allegra, and this is real life talk between me and you, last night prior to bed. And I'm like, okay. It had the opposite effect. You know, they have, the antihistamine or whatever to kind of knock you out a little bit, this, that, and the other. Didn't do a goddamn thing. Mark is now, running on 36 hours of being awake because it kept me up. So I'm up throughout the night just struggling to go to sleep. Cat nap here, cat nap there, whatever. Just furious when the alarm goes off at 4 o'clock and my eyes close at 3:55. Pissed off. And I'm still breathing like Darth Vader. This fucking thing didn't work. Da, 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 da. So I take 2 prior to going to work, thinking, I'm going to knock this out of the system. Boom. We're good to go. If it didn't make me tired, 2 is not going to do anything. It didn't do anything. But thank the love of God I was driving, which maybe this isn't a good thing to say. Holy shit, at 5:30 this morning, did I have double vision.
Oh, my God.
As I'm driving, looking at the guys on the back. Thank God we're, in an alley for a while. For about 5 minutes, I'm like, wow, is this what it feels like to be high or clearly not drunk? Because I've been there several times in my life. Maybe just a handful. But I'm like, woof.
Oh,
this is not what I needed to do. Pull on the air brake. Somebody else got to drive. They're like, this isn't your time. The Thursday mornings is your time to, enjoy yourself, listen to your show tunes and whatever, your 2 hour, your big allotment of driving.
Yeah.
I'm like, unless you guys want to die, I'm seeing 4 of you on the back. All right, we'll drive. So don't take 2.
Don't take 2.
But listen, I sound great.
Yeah. I mean, is it non-drowsy?
I don't know. I don't know if I got non-drowsy, but I don't know. It's a little pink pill. Says Allegra on it.
Yeah.
I thought antihistamine. Isn't that something to make you sleepy? I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not a doctor, and I don't know shit, so I'm not a pharmacist either.
Well, antihistamine, I think, is Benadryl, so yeah, it would. But if it's non-drowsy, they make non-drowsy ones, so...
Maybe Kelly was smart and got idiot non-drowsy, but I took 2, and it fucked up my world for a good...
Well, yeah. You know they work if it's fucking up your vision pretty well.
Right. Listen, I had it for a day. I kicked its ass. Good to go.
You did. You only got sniffles left, which is a good thing.
Which is fine. Like the other days, I was like, but I'm all right. Good to go. Other than that's my week. There you go.
Oh, for love of God.
Yours, sir.
Mine was not as interesting as yours seems to have been.
I make mine interesting because I do stupid shit at the age of 46.
Gotta try new things. By the way, before I start, I have WrestleMania 12 on for those listening, and I forgot what his name was before. Stone Cold just walked in the ring with DiBiase. I can't.
The Ringmaster.
The Ringmaster. For some reason, it was escaping my mind, but Ringmaster just walked into the ring waiting for Savio Vega to walk out. So, good news here. But
I'm waiting for the weather delay of Oklahoma State and Florida State in the NCAA softball World Series to get out of the way. And right now, I'm watching Rolando kick golf balls or what. I don't know, but
well, that's the most random shit I think I've ever heard. But my week was, I went ahead and stained my entire back deck on Sunday because, I got nothing better to do.
Over there.
Saturday was out going flea marketing, hanging out with the girlfriend and her family. Sunday,
Did you get anything cool?
No, I got a toolbox for $8. But hey, you know what? It upgraded. It has a nice little sliding tray. I'm an old man. And I was going to talk the guy to 10. He goes, I'll give it to you for 8. I'm like, done. I didn't even have to say anything. He's just like, I'll give it to you. It says $12 on there. I'm thinking, all right, I'll say 10, see if he takes it, right? Before I get the words out of my mouth, he goes, I'll give it to you for 8. And I go, done. I don't even need to worry about it.
It's probably a good place to go shopping every time. You just go see him. He's like,
yeah, I know. He gives me anything. He's got tools.
I'll pay you to take this.
I'll get this out of my sight. It's probably possessed or something, but no harm, no foul right now. But yeah, stained the deck. Looks pretty good. Needs another coat and some touch-up work and all that, but it's a nice black stain with a sealant on it, so pretty spectacular. Monday, did brunch for the family here. Everybody brought something for breakfast, and then we just cooked it on the Blackstone, grilled it, got it all done. Petrified bacon because I tried to keep it warm on the other grill, and obviously that worked well. But short week at work, just building up. Got a couple things going on this weekend. Not busy like you are this week. Next weekend, have a graduation ceremony to go to for the step niece. Following weekend is a birthday party for another niece of mine. She's only 3. It's my cousin's daughter, so her birthday's coming up. Following weekend after that is the graduation party for the girl that's my step niece that's graduating this time. 4th of July weekend, fight forever because my girlfriend's out of town, so I'm just gonna huddle in my house and not do anything but fight forever. And then, yeah, so that's my next couple weeks, but just slowly getting there. Slowly getting there.
So you brought it up. I was waiting to see how long the list was or were or whatever punctuation you want to put behind this. Was it going to bring up fight forever? By the time you guys are listening to this, I have pre-ordered it already. All big man fucking talk last week that I'm waiting to know this, that, and the other thing. And I'm buying the Elite package. This is the only hot topic I have. We'll get into everything else later.
This is the only one I got because I was fucking pissed when you sent me this morning. And I'm like, God damn it, they fucking got us. They fucking got us.
Yeah. So the normal one is just whatever. And they added the DLCs and you get pre-order. The pre-order, I don't care about. But
right.
Why not get it if I'm going to get it now? Right?
Yeah,
now that
exactly.
I am full-fledged now taking the 29th and the 30th off. Screw it. I'm taking the whole weekend off because I'm taking the following Monday off because we're only going to be getting back from Akron late. Screw it.
Yeah.
There's my little vacation. If you pre-order Fight Forever, you get Matt Hardy, Woken Matt Hardy, Broken Matt Hardy, Crazy Matt Hardy. You get like a Matt Hardy package, which, why him? And I'm not, whatever, but like, why is he the one that is your pre-order? Well,
I don't know. Maybe it's because he has multiple personalities. It's going to be the case. I completely agree. I did not. 2 of many Matt Hardys they announced were Broken and regular Matt Hardy. But there's probably Money Matt, fucking Woken, Vanguard 1's probably a version of Matt that's somehow in there. But I have no idea why he's there.
It's the Elite bundle that got us.
Yeah.
Because the Elite bundle essentially gives you the season pass, you get more DLCs, and then you've seen it on the Facebook if you followed us this week. It was a big tease. Is Mr. Jenks, Sir Jenks, going to order this because FTR is in the fucking game?
Yeah.
Once you get the Elite package and the downloads and all of that.
Yeah. As soon as I saw FTR, I'm like, well, fuck, that's the end of that.
$80.
$80. And I mean, the other DLCs, pretty nice too. Hookhausen, I mean, who's not going to want to play as Danhausen or Hook?
Right.
Keith Lee's going to be in there. Bunny's in there. There's a lot of good there. I don't know what the minigame to expect from the minigames, but wrestlers alone, it's like, yeah, I kind of want that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sons of bitches got us again.
Hook, line, and sinker does.
5 minutes before prior to recording. I have now watched this while I'm calling softball games at work on break. I have watched every video I possibly could 5 minutes before. And I don't know if you've seen it. You need to watch the Darby Allin Statlander match. I don't know what it's called. If I go on my YouTube, maybe I'll go on during the first break and pull it up real quick. But you can fight on skateboards. Well, you both can ride skateboards and fight. The electrified bat that's wrapped in barbed wire, as soon as you were touched, because these people that played it, I don't know who they are, nor do I care, but thank you. As soon as it touches you, your fucking insides look like they blow out. Like, the blood is unbelievable.
Are you serious?
This match that I watched, because I've watched the Britt and Rosa match, I went back and rewatched Evil Uno and Orange Cassidy do their thing. I've watched other people just break down and show me everybody that's going to be on the game. And this was the last one. I had a couple more minutes before we started recording, and it said Darby against Statlander, and these two just had a ball. And it's clearly what we would do.
Yeah.
Okay, you hit me with this. Holy shit! You hit me with this. Holy shit! They had fun. They just played the game a la WrestleMania 2000 or No Mercy or whatever, because that's exactly what it was. I don't want to fast forward life whatsoever. I'm old. I don't, you know what I'm trying to say. God damn it, I wish it was the 29th tomorrow.
See, that's what took me on all the stills, the mini videos that I've watched of it so far. I haven't taken the deep dive yet. Now I'm probably going to do that tonight after we record. If it's like No Mercy and if it's like WrestleMania 2000 and WCW Revenge, I'm fucking going to be a mess. Somebody's going to need to check on me at some point over those 4 days because I'm going to be probably putrid on my couch. The way that's going to end up. But,
it is called Sick Skateboard Strats. Okay? I'm sure if you type that in. Or just type in AEW Fight Forever. I scrolled down like 4, and it's like 14 and a half minutes long. And they literally fight all over the Revolution arena. So shows that we have pay-per-views in it and everything. And they just go apeshit. It was posted as of recording 8 hours ago, and there's like over 65,000 views on it already. It's probably idiots like me and you calling our other idiot friends saying, if you're going to buy the game, this is why you have to watch it. Unbelievable stuff. And just the blood. It is so good. I now don't care about the entrances being short. Again, you know, we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't care about them being short. I don't care about the pyro. Just the gameplay from this itself. You're watching it as I talk, aren't you?
I'm looking for the video, but I'm just scrolling through the previews of the videos that are playing. I don't see that exact one, but my God in heaven, a lot of these just look absolutely insane.
Right?
Yeah, I guess stop looking at this so we can have a podcast.
I'm ready. Not for the podcast. I'm ready for,
for the game to come out.
So ready for the game to come out, and that's the hottest topic. And I'm imagining it's only going to get deeper into this. Like, they haven't showed us maybe a ladder match or anything. And there's people that I watch, like Gank Ops he gets early releases, so he's allowed to show some stuff. A couple other people that I watch, not knowing their names, they're just saved on my YouTube. They just pop up. They get early releases. So maybe they're not allowed to until next week to show certain matches.
Yeah.
I don't know who these two schmoes are, but they showed everything I needed to see. It's awesome. Buy it. Spend your $80. Buy it. You'll have fun. It already looks like it's just a wrestling game for a 46-year-old man. Smash buttons and hit and do cool stuff.
And just beat the shit out of people. And I want to see some of the game modes that they have in it and just see how those are playing out. Because I think Brody Lee's unlockable. So obviously you have to progress in the career mode or something to unlock them. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. Man, I'm hoping.
I wonder if you get that, like that, we're buying the Elite package.
Yeah.
I wonder if, he's unlockable, but if we buy it,
He's already unlocked, because that's how WWE works usually. So, yeah. It'll be interesting to see, though.
So, the podcast will probably be playing Fight Forever the weekend it comes out during the podcast.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I would 100% agree. I'm not going to be in my normal office space. I'm going to be in the living room, butt up against a 70-inch TV playing this,
right?
setting people on fire.
It's 4 weeks. We've waited 4 years. These last 4 weeks are going to be dreadful to me now.
Oh, they're going to be hell.
I'm a child.
We're both children. That's how they get you.
I hope I'm this excited next year again then for NCAA football, because we still got a whole year for that.
Oh, I highly believe you're going to be like that in 6 months.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Because that's EA, nothing against whoever's making this one. I forgot. THQ and blah, 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 blah is making it, but EA will start releasing stuff in 6 months. About NCAA coming out in July and
trailer and everything.
Salivating.
Oh, yeah. They're already releasing stuff now. They've already talked about the NIL deals, the stadiums that are going to be involved, certain different things. I'm already hearing things about Dynasty mode, what's going to be included in that. So the stuff's already trickling out. It's just, when do we get the bulk of it? When do we get that first trailer that we can actually take a bite out of and sink our teeth into?
Yeah. That's all I got on Hot Topics. You got anything on Hot Topics, or was this really it? This might be a short beginning for us.
This might be a short beginning because I got nothing on Hot Topics. I don't think there's anything that really stood out, screamed at us. Fight Forever is going to be the big topic for the next couple weeks. Sure. I mean, outside of,
like video games, you probably should fast forward the first 20 minutes.
I mean, we're probably going to cover it in Dynamite, or whenever we touch on Dynamite anyways, but Collision, that big announcement, Punk is back, so we knew that was going to be the case.
Chicago, too.
Oh. In Chicago, imagine that at the United Center. It's like deja vu all over again. But, so, outside of that, there's really nothing too crazy going on.
I do want to talk one thing, though, and it just came in my head, and I should have given you a heads up. If you have not watched the first match of NXT this past weekend, the Weapons cage match with Gigi and Jane.
Yeah.
Oof. That's the only thing I watched. And it wasn't live. It was essentially clips, and it was a long clip, not like the whole match, but just enough of it. I will go back and watch it all. Unbelievable from what I've seen.
I saw clips of it too, and it was very good, very unbelievable. The chair spot with the neck breaker, and then the end, very scary. It looked pretty fantastic. So I'm definitely gonna check that out. I want to go back to, because I haven't watched Vengeance Day yet. Did not watch NXT Vengeance Day. I want to see Dragunov and Dijak. That looked fucking brutal and amazing in its own right. That's probably the biggest one that I saw getting a lot of praise online for, so I have to go back and watch that one too.
And squeeze it in. Squeeze it in somewhere.
Find the time. Make it happen. So NXT might be starting to come back up again, and it's definitely might be time to get it back on my radar permanently. So we'll see what happens. I
was going to say that. So maybe we slide in a spot to at least cover highlights or something of it. Notes for this weekend. Today, okay, the Crockett Cup starts today.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. That's on Fight TV. It's today and tomorrow as you guys are listening. Am I buying it? No. There's no possible way I can watch 2 days of wrestling. So much going on. And I keep saying that because I don't want to, Mark's so fucking busy. That's not what I'm saying. Sunday, recording the other podcast for 4 hours because we're on that same schedule that Jason is just swamped with bookings. And so that's a whole day of recording Pardon the Paranormal. I have interviews coming up. I want to go back at some point and watch the Crockett Cup because it's one of my favorite tournaments. Just not going to work out. Also, if you have Fight and you're a Fight Plus subscriber, you get IWC Plumber Slam for free. And Cole Carter, AEW's Cole Carter, is taking on Jock Sampson, who's been on the show. Title versus career. Jock's daughter is going to be there. A lot of other cool stuff going on. Raylan, one of our big friends of Can Crushers, taking on Holodead for the IWC Women's Championship. If you for $4.99, if you subscribe to Fight Plus, it's free. Just watch it.
Yeah. Just buy it.
Yeah. Enjoy it. So a lot going on. And again, don't forget next week, High Ground and Mayfield again. If you're in and around the area, stop out. The preview show is coming this coming Wednesday, as we had to bump stuff around between both of going on there. So yeah, preview show Wednesday for the spotlight and so on and so forth. Just this whole buy into a company now and almost the owner, I'm going to give myself a heart attack.
You just wanted to make yourself more busier. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. All right, so this week we have to pay the bills since we have a little bit of time. Collar and Elbow. Hats, hoodies, tees, all the cool stuff that Al Snow and Hooligans have at Collar and Elbow. Go out and buy it. You have the Macho Man inspired one with Al Snow and Head. You have Dusty Rhodes. You have Shad Gaspar. You have the Monday Night War shirts that, I don't know, they must have got lost or they're coming from Guam. I don't know, Al. They're out there. You guys can go buy them. Ours have not made it from, I could have walked to Louisville and back, by the way.
I was going to say both of us could have and just picked them up and walked right back home.
Right? Nonetheless, if you're buying anything from Collar and Elbow, we have a promo code. What is it?
It's Can Crushers. Put in Can Crushers and it's as simple as that. Sign in Can Crushers and get yourself some lovely discounts. 10%, Fred? Yeah, see, 10%.
You can listen to us everywhere. iHeart, Google Play, Stitcher, everywhere.
Yeah.
Listen, we're out there.
We're out there. We're going to be in your ear holes. We're all out there.
Join the conversations that some of the people are starting. Mark's just posting. Mark is not part of the conversation right now. I'm very little on social media right now, by the way, which is, it's a good thing and a bad thing. We need to be on social media. Again, you would get a lot of softball games on social media right now. But we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm taking a liking to Twitter again. I have no idea why, because it's still the cesspool of social medias.
Oh, it's still a cesspool, but for some reason it's gotten not as cesspool-y, I guess is the worst way of putting it. Yeah, cesspoolish. Yeah, some reason it seems better than it has in a while, hot minute. Yeah. But it's still a cesspool.
It's still, it's still trash. It really is. But yeah, we're there. We're in the trash as well with everybody else. And we did say in June that we are going to have an Ask Can Crushers. And we did say it was going to be next week.
Yeah.
So that's when you guys are going to send us questions. So you're responsible for sending in questions for next week because, listen, and we'll probably both agree, this week, probably more filler than last week across the board.
A little bit.
We'll get to the weekly shows. We'll get to the weekly shows. Not SmackDown, because it was pre-recorded and we already told you that last week. So we're going to talk about Raw and Dynamite. Maybe. So yeah, get your Ask Can Crusher questions in. Where can they send them?
You can send them to cancrusher69@gmail.com. Slide into our DMs and drop them into there on any of the social media, including the cesspool that is Twitter. We'll take a pill, clean up whatever cesspoolish things that we get from the DMs there, but just send them in. Get them to us. There's a phone number, but I don't think anybody ever uses that, so
Nope.
Might as well not even bring that up again.
I'm not promoting it anymore. F you all. You wanted a phone number for 3 years. I got this goddamn Google phone number. Cody was the only one who used it 8 times.
And that was in one shot.
And that was just to tell the winners 20 years ago. So, yeah. Take that, shove it up your ass. I still have it. So, I do still have it. Do you remember the number, Jenks?
No. I will fully admit that. 814. There's probably a 6 in there somewhere.
814-299-6687. If you would love to hear
there was a number. I knew there was a 6 in there.
Yeah. If you'd love to hear your voice on next week's trashy episode, 814-299-6687. Send us a question and we'll answer it on air. And you'll probably be on air too when you leave a message. How fun would that be? I would love questions like that. This way I don't have to fucking retype them out because I'm lazy. This isn't on you guys. This is on me. This is why I got the phone number. For us, the editing purpose is so much easier.
We can listen to it, and exactly. It's easier for us. We don't mess anything up, and
just copy and paste is hard sometimes.
It can be difficult. I get it. It's hard.
Sausage fingers.
Control V doesn't work for everything.
Oh, I only copy and paste on my phone. I use a computer to do this, and that's it.
No, fair. I don't, outside of work, I don't use my computer unless I have to communicating during the podcast or pay a bill. That's literally the only time I'm on the laptop.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. That's the way it is.
We're not going down this path, but are laptops becoming outdated?
I've heard that.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to start with Night of Champions, Clash of Champions, Night of Clash of Champions. I wrote down all of them because I wasn't sure what it was called. It was called Night of Champions.
It was Night of Champions. Yeah.
And we're going to find out who wins the week during that. If you listened last week, you already know. Jenks already knows. I already know. But we'll find out who wins the six-pack in one night here on Can Crushers.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
Hello, everybody. It is the Savage, Not Average, Backwoods Girl, Papa's Prodigy, Judy Hendricks, and you are listening to the most savage podcast out there with the most savage competitor in professional wrestling. Be sure to tune in and hear the most savage talks out there.
Welcome back. It's time to talk about Night of Clash of Champions here on Can Crushers.
Night of Clash. Just all in one. All in one. The history, the mystique. And at one point, it was king and... Hey, listen, and at one point, it was king and queen of the ring. So you might as well throw that in there. Some Night and Clash of Night and King and Queen of the Ring champions.
Come on. It would be Queen and King Clash of Champions.
I don't know. You have to throw Night in there somewhere. So Night of King and Queen Clash of Champions. Would that be it?
Sure. Marketing. I have a minor in it. Just not being used. Overall. We're going to do the overall first.
Okay.
And then we'll break down the matches and give everybody, our ear hole thoughts. What did you, and we'll go with you first because, yes. What did you think of it?
I thought about it, and I'm pulling up my notes right now just so I have it. I thought it had a lot of good moments. There was some matches that were not really tickling the fancy, if you will, but I think overall there was, the World Championship match, the tag team title match, that bookend the show. Outstanding, but we knew who was involved. It was going to be outstanding. So it really came down to what were those middle matches that kind of carried it along. There were some good moments, and there were some
not so good moments.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, yes and no.
The literally hours after we both watched it. And I went back and I thought, and I read my notes as I was watching it. Hours after we both watched it, because we both watched it on Sunday, by the way, because I decided to drink. That's what I forgot to say in the opening. Turner's Icy Light beer. Woo-hoo-hoo. If you're in and around the neighborhood that has that, buy it and drink it. It's amazing.
I'm going to have to find it.
Turner's or Icy Light. I think it's more Icy Light than Turner's. So it should be Icy Light Turner's tea or whatever. Whatever. Buy it. It's great. It's better than the hop tea that I bought today. Oof.
Ugh. From what I've heard of that sounds absolutely trash. So
yeah, it's like syrup out of a no. But so that's what I did camping. By the way, I drank a shit ton of that. Well, we both watched it on Sunday, and we both kind of talked literally hours after that, but hours before AEW, and we were both high on it. We're like, this was really good. But then I went back and I looked at my notes and everything. I thought it was better than a mid-card pay-per-view. It wasn't WrestleMania or anything. I think they've had better Saudi shows, but on beers, I'm going to go 4.5.
I'm going 4.
Yeah, we're roughly close then.
Yeah, we're roughly close. I mean, like I said, it was the bookends, great matches here and there throughout. They got there. There's creative finishes in there, things that were a little bit better than they should have been. But yeah, overall, I think 4 is a good number for it.
Yeah, 4.5. We're good. We're always on the same page. All right, so that starts out with AJ versus Seth. And my notes, short and brief on this. This was a clinic. Glad it was a clean match victory.
Yeah.
Because it really was. But I never felt like AJ was going to win that match. And now that's not taking any points away or anything, but I never felt like AJ had a chance in hell to win this match. He sold some stuff. He looked really good. And now you're going to say, well, Mark, you just gave it a 4.5. You're going to start ripping it apart. I'm not. We knew this was Seth from when he was put in tournament. Essentially, we were both like, it's going to be either Seth against Finn in the finals until the whole tournament, 3-way, 6-man, shit came out, and then they included SmackDown. Never did I feel AJ had a shot.
Agree. Oh, well, 100%. We knew this for a couple weeks out. AJ just didn't feel like he had the shot at the title. It was only going to be a wrestling clinic to put something on. Fantastic match. Did what it needed to do. The commentators not really sure, pretty much deciding that AJ would go to Raw if he won the world title during the match was a little bit of a, shot in the arm. We think that'd be a detail we'd want to work out before we start doing things. But, I mean, overall, it was a great match. It was a fantastic match. But again, I think matches can get limited if you know who's going to win them. Because it kind of caps it off at, like, we may know the outcome. Now, a surprise win by AJ could blow it through the roof.
Right.
But if you know who the winner is, it can kind of sometimes take away from it. I don't think it took away from it too much. Seth was in his ridiculous glory with his jackets and bullshit coming into it. And then the match itself was what we wanted it to be, of a Seth versus AJ type match. And I was shocked. I did not realize the statistic. It was 4 years since AJ has actually fought for a world title in WWE.
Yeah,
that was crazy. Crazier it was against Seth the last time we did this. So that was a nice little full circle tidbit that they threw out there that I absolutely love. And this is what I love about getting these little history lessons. It's not forced knowledge or forced storyline knowledge. It's like a history lesson you get in these little tidbits from Triple H and letting Cole cook, basically, when he's out there on the microphone for him. So,
what I didn't like was the history lesson that came after the match about Saudi Arabia. Or was built on coral. Did you know the falcon is the bird of Saudi Arabia?
I didn't know that until it was sitting on top of the stadium in Jeddah. It's mind blown.
Mark got pissed there and put just show fucking wrestling. The promo is too long.
They gotta hype up the Maltese Falcon in Saudi Arabia.
Spoiler, here it comes. Second match of the weekend. The weekend's over between Can Crushers essentially after this match. Becky versus Trish.
Yeah.
Wow. First and foremost, I'm shocked that this was second on this card.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to showcase more. But I understand why they did it. I would have probably, booking this, I probably would have flip-flopped this in the Nat and Ripley match. Especially knowing how the outcomes came, I think it would have done more.
Well, it's that proverbial second spot of doom that Jericho always talks about. You don't want to be the second on the show. You want to be the first or the last. So by putting them there, that was an interesting call for that. I don't know why they did that, but to your point, hindsight's 20/20, and knowing that Nat and Rhea went 30 seconds, 45 tops.
Yeah.
That absolutely should have flip-flopped them at the end of the day. Honestly, I don't even know if they should have even had Ripley and Nat on there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there when we get there, but yeah.
Trish looked good for not having a singles match since 2019, so I'll give her comeuppance. And holy shit, I love that Zoe Stark is now involved into this. I
am too.
This put a rocket, and we've talked about Zoe before. This rocketed her. You're having a Hall of Famer, and now you're going to work with Becky for a while, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but here's the passing of a torch to somebody that can run with this, because she really is awesome.
Super talented. And you're right. Even running with Becky, even past when this whole thing wraps up with Trish, which will probably be SummerSlam, Zoe and Becky are going to be at each other's throats probably for well past that. It's going to be a rivalry that carries forward, even if it's not an active one. So, kudos to them. I never guessed Zoe. Would have never guessed in a million years.
Nope.
Loved the call, though. It was a fantastic call. And
just 2 weeks ago, Zoe had a match on Raw
with Candace. Yeah.
Crickets during the match.
And maybe that's why they were like, and maybe they made the call then and said, you people need to be more excited about this woman, and we're going to force it to happen. But they're forcing it to happen in the right way. It's not like an Omos, we're forcing it down your throat type thing. It's like, this is going to be a great storyline. She's going to learn from two of the best, whether Becky over on the ring, talented, on the mic, everything. Trish, legend in her time, was solid in the ring, great on the mic, could carry as a great heel. So this is a perfect balance for her and a great learning opportunity. So I love it tremendously.
I do too. And I love the outcome of the match.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Because I was free and clear the rest of the weekend then. Because I picked Trish. And that's the only match you really need to know about. Because the rest of the way, we are 100% fucking even.
We might as well just call it a show at this point.
Have a good week, guys.
You know what? I didn't pay my $11 for my blue check mark like Corey Graves did, so I'm not a journalist. So I should not even be here anymore.
I'm not either. The one that we had to separate, and you decided that's the one that you wanted to separate on. Okay.
You know what? I don't think I could have. I will fall on that sword because I thought that match could have went either way.
Oh,
I think that was one where you didn't know where it was going to go, and it was obvious enough that there wasn't a clear winner. I think in a lot of the other matches, especially on this card, the winner was more clear. So it was very easy for us, which we did. We stayed right in sync with each other on it. So I'll take it. I'll take the loss. I'll take it right on the chin. You know, it is what it is.
You just said you wanted to be separated. So
I just wanted to be separated. We needed to. There was going to be no way I was winning the title if I didn't separate at some juncture over the weekend. I thought there was going to be something in AEW, but yeah, it happens. You know, baby time.
Number one contender.
I'm the baby face. I mean, sometimes you get screwed over.
You are.
This is my hard times. I'm gonna have a Dusty promo here in about 8 months.
You are for the podcast. I am the asshole. I've been called it way too many times.
Oh, trust me, I'm the bad influence of a lot of groups over here, so don't worry about it.
But all in all, we love the match. Moving ahead, Gunther against Ali. Slow your roll. Gunther's great, but comparing him to Bruno, that was like the first thing I'm like, whoa. You're making comparison to Bruno already.
Let's calm it down.
Yeah.
Let's maybe Gunther needs a 8-year title reign before we start putting him with Bruno, but
you see the cracks. I saw a lot of cracks in this match of Ali getting maybe one move in or this or that. Listen, this IC title is not going to be on Gunther long.
Yeah.
Because him and Seth are going to fucking tear down the house sooner than later.
Agreed. I also feel like the cracks are there, but it's going to not be a straight up clean victory. It's going to be a fluke. It'll be a fluke loss. Somebody's going to get a
I don't think
schoolboy.
we even know who it is.
We don't know who it is yet. No, clearly not. But somebody's going to get a schoolboy roll up, or they're just going to hit something luckily, and it's going to be Gunther, or KO and Sammy cost Imperium, cost the Intercontinental title. It's not going to be clean. Gunther's going to, but it's going to catapult him right into the world title picture for that banger after banger after banger.
Agreed. This was a shocker. Asuka and Bianca.
I loved it.
Trust me, I love it. We both picked Belair, but this was the perfect place.
Yeah.
This really was, because we said this wouldn't be a major shocker if it happened. And I said it was a shocker, but you know where I'm going. Like, I'm shocked they did it, but I understand why they did it. Listen, they're just happy to see, and I always say this, and I don't mean this mean Saudi Arabia, they're happy to see wrestling. So if there's a title change over there, shit, they're going to be excited. They're going to go ape shit crazy. If this would have taken place in Tennessee, somewhere in the States, WWE would have been booed out of the fucking house.
Yeah.
Because Bianca's that face right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
But this is now, you have, again, cracks that I think Bianca takes a little bit of time off, and she's coming back as a badass bitch.
Yeah, well, those rumors are spreading with the Street Profits and her just becoming heels at this point. But I fucking love the creativity. That is what the fucking miss needed all of this time, was just some way creatively to apply it. When it missed early in the match, I think a lot of people were like, oh, that's the end of that. You can't spray twice.
Yeah, who knew she had 2 capsules?
Who knew she had 2 capsules, let alone putting it on her fingers to make it work that way. Fucking smart.
Awesome. Just in the camera work, being the nerd that I am, the camera work and just watching her spray it, and then it's just dripping, so you know she got like more than a mouthful on her fingers. Oh.
And to be at that point, should have seen it right away. She never tapes her fingers. So the fact that she taped her fingers, that game plan was in play. Every foreshadowing. You love the camera work. I love the camera work, but the foreshadowing, the play into it, it looked like there was a plan all along. And it looks like the mist is more dangerous to the skin, everything like that, because she knows, she puts it on there. Chef's kiss. Just beautifully how they executed that. Perfectly done.
And Allah wrapping it back around to Great Muda and her training with Muda.
Yeah.
He did that a couple times.
Yes, he did.
So, yeah. This is a match. Listen, this is completely forgettable. That's how I'm like, completely forgettable this even happened.
What do you mean? 7 stars.
Oh. I understand. It's King and Queen Night Clash of Champions, whatever the hell we called it.
Yeah.
I don't think this did anything for either. Again, Nat's there, whatever. Ripley squashes her after she runs around. Yeah.
You can make the argument that it was more of a squash victory over a seasoned vet than anything, right? But at the same time, well, I was going to say, at the same time, the vet's not really worthwhile. I mean, when was the last time Nat was truly a dominant force within the women's division? It's been
10 years.
At least. Like, we'll give her benefit of doubt 9 when she had that match with Charlotte in NXT, right? That was a big deal. Nat was still relevant was still that big time player. 9 years, 9.5 years. It's just not. We knew what the end was. We knew what was going to happen. How we got there? It was either quick or we're going to draw it out.
We're talking about it longer than the match happened, by the way.
Yeah, that is
legit.
True.
This was more of an interaction with Dom than a match with Rhea.
Yeah. That's exactly it. It didn't even matter Rhea was there.
No. She was just the other female there to get the pin. And that's horrible. But it is what it is. Now we get to Brock against Cody. Oh. Ethan says the dragon fruit is squishy and browning, so he's not going to be buying any for us. Damn it. I really want a dragon fruit tonight.
That's so disappointing.
So I'm telling
you.
Sorry.
I think I think you should just refuse to take him anywhere now. You got to go full A-list on this.
Right.
Until he brings home dragon fruit.
I will run to Walmart tomorrow and get some. They're the same price. All right, dude, whatever. You're off school now until who the fuck knows when. But Brock against Cody, don't tell me the cast is made of titanium. I love the match. I love the outcome of the match. Listen, if the match is made of titanium, the cast, is made of titanium, 2 hits to Brock's head is going to, split him wide open and fucking concuss him, if not have his brains come out.
Yeah.
It's titanium!
Yeah.
Stop. Just let him wear an Iron Mike Sharp cast or something like that. It's a leather cast because it's really not broken. Oh, it's broken now. Don't. That's my big beef about this. Titanium would have fucking killed him.
I know it would have. Brock's not that big of a beast. He's not that strong. He's not a goddamn evolved monster. He's a fucking human being that just happens to have super strength. That's all it is. Right?
And let me start it one more time before you answer one more thing. Why was he allowed to use the cast the whole fucking
That was going to be my point. That was going to be my fucking point. Like, I was going to say, wasn't this a disqualification if anybody has used this cast in the past? Whether it was Bob Orton, Iron Mike, Rock, anybody, whoever's had a cast on, if you use the cast, you are done. It's over. Why the fuck was he allowed to use the cast? Like,
I just don't know. That baffled me. But it didn't take away from the story. The storytelling was there. Because we knew we had Brock. We knew we had to get to part 3 of this saga.
I think it would have enhanced the storytelling, though, if he didn't take 20 shots at him with the titanium cast, but 1.
Right.
It staggers him. It's a lot. It's more believable that way, to your point, because, okay, he's hit him once. It's titanium. Titanium's going to knock you for a fucking loop no matter who you are or what you are. So the one shot could have got him 1.5, 2 minutes of offense, and then he gets picked up for the F5 and loses. It would have got him there, but I digress. He
never tapped out.
He never did.
So that's always the point that we'll hang our hats on. He never tapped out. He passes out. So, and I hate this. It goes as a loss, but they never will say that he lost the match. They'll never use that word that he lost the match. That he never tapped.
I
died then.
I have a complaint as well, because I think it's overused that people pass out in moves too often. Between AEW and WWE, people pass out every goddamn other week. It takes away from how special it is. And maybe it's because when Austin did it, it was such a defining special moment because it never didn't happen.
Right.
People tapped out. People gave up. Not every man's an Iron Man in 2023. Brock Lesnar versus Cody in an actual street fight, I'm taking Brock all day.
Right.
And if he's got a submission move on you, I guess, yeah, technically you'd pass out, but you'd be tapping out a hell of a lot sooner than you would be fucking passing out. It's a rant. I get it. It is what it is. But at the same time, we got to cut back on the passing out, people passing out. Unless there's like blood or something involved, that makes sense. But if there's not, nobody's passing out. Nobody's getting to the point of passing out.
Titanium, there should have been blood.
There should have been a lot of blood. If a steel ring got Lesnar
to gush last month.
To gush, and yeah, just to gush, even if it was planned or not, to get him to gush, a titanium arm cast should have fucking split him open, and we should have seen some sort of skull at some point.
Agreed.
He should have a gnarly skull like Callis does at this point.
We'll get to there. By the way, that was a great transition. But, and again, it sounds like we're shitting on it, but it did what it needed to do. Again,
it did.
Saudi shows are very predictable.
Yeah.
They really are very predictable. They go out, they continue for Money in the Bank. And then, trust me, when we talk about Raw, Cody's talk on Raw continued Saudi to Money in the Bank to SummerSlam. So we'll get there when we get there. But it did exactly what it needed to do, and that's why I enjoyed it.
Well, yeah, I completely agree. I did enjoy the show in that. And to your point earlier, it is predictable because the fans just want to see wrestling out there. They don't care what it is, what form or fashion it is. Here in the U.S., it's a harder market to sell. Saudi, they're happy to have the product. They're happy to watch it. In some aspects, I'm really happy for them to have the product because they are into it. They are sold on it. They are active crowds. And sometimes that's lacking in the U.S., but
a lot of times anymore.
A lot of times, yeah. So I get it. It's predictable. Doesn't stop it from being a great show, like I said.
Right.
But
on to the second of the triple main events. No, that would be the last.
That'd be the third one.
The third one, yeah.
Yeah.
KO and Sammy against Roman and Solo. One. Pause wrestling. This gave, I'm thinking about it right now. Here it comes. You could feel through Peacock, through the TV, and everything what this meant to Sammy. Last week we talked about him going to Mecca, and we're like, we glad he got to do this and everything. This was unbelievable for Sammy.
Yeah.
And everybody else there as well, but more so for Sammy, heritage-wise, and you saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And that sold the match. Well, listen, when personal stuff comes out into this, it's a big hook, line, and sinker for me. And then he speaks Arabic a little bit. Oh, this was awesome. Boom. The match was great, too. But for Sammy to have that moment, if he never goes back again because more shit rolls down with Saudi and all of that other, political stuff that we don't get in on, thank you. Thank you for giving Sammy that moment. Thank you for allowing, and I'm talking to all the world leaders now that I'm sure listen to this as well.
Of course. We're the number one podcast in their ears.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Thank you. This meant so much to Sammy, and I think that means the world.
I would 100% agree. It was so beautiful to watch him walk out, and you could feel it. Even when KO walked out, because as many of you know, KO never went because of what was going on with Sammy. And seeing KO come out, you knew he was there. And let's be honest, you guys could write it off as Roman just smirking about things. Roman was happy for Sammy too.
Yep.
He broke kayfabe.
I'm like,
he broke the kayfabe. He was happy for Sammy. They all were happy for Sammy. This was one of the most emotional things that could have happened. Sammy came out crying, traditional robe. It was a beautiful sight for sore eyes. And I love that everybody involved was just happy for Sammy that he could finally partake and be able to, what that week was to him, fulfill a lot. That I think that meant a lot to not only Sammy, but a lot of the guys there because he deserved it.
On to the wrestling moment now. do you think, because Roman took a couple really close pins in this, kicked out more so than normal.
He's the master of the fucking 2-9 trillion repeating.
But they seem closer than 2, 9, and 9 millions. Like, I think he sold. Listen, for what this match was, it was a wrestling match. It was a fight. It was all of this. It was a spectacle because everything that happened at the tail end of this match is the match, and we're pandering around to get to it. I think this sold Roman so much in this match. One, that he's possibly able to be beat.
Yeah.
We understand that now. But he's so fucking good. Like, I am now holding up my number one all the time. Like, 5 years ago, I'm like, oh, fucking Roman Reigns.
Suffering succotash. Roman fucking Reigns coming out. Yeah.
He's slowly, get ready for the hate, getting put up on that pedestal for me. I'm not saying Mount Rushmore yet. Or ever, maybe. But, like, he's there. I've watched wrestling for 45 years of my life. He's now that he's getting, maybe it's now this, because I'm actually thinking about it as I'm talking on the podcast, that he's leaving, I'm now giving his due justice. But he didn't earn it 5 years ago. He was stumbling, bumbling like us on a podcast. Now he does everything perfect. And we're not going to have him a lot. Soon.
Yeah.
Sooner than later.
So, I'll take the hate. He's almost on Mount Rushmore. He is very close, guys. We've already said it on this podcast. The Bloodline is the best faction to ever
I've said
exist.
It's over the Horsemen.
It has taken over the Horsemen. It is the best faction to ever exist in the company. Roman's right on that doorstep. Whatever you want to say, 1,000 days, they push Roman, it's the face of the company. Now, Roman Reigns has developed so much since he came back from being away for COVID for 6 months and getting his horse teeth, because I got to throw that in there, just because I got to throw that in there. But when he won the world title in 2020, or the Universal title in 2020, till now, he has transformed so much that it is night and day. The Roman Reigns that was from 2012 to 2019 and the Roman Reigns from 2020 until now, they are night and day different. This one is so much more invested. You can invest so much more in there. He can be hated. And all it took was the Roman Reigns heel turn. It wasn't shoehorning him in as a face. It wasn't making him work as the face of the company. It was letting Roman Reigns cook as the heel, the antagonist, the guy that would burn down everything just so he could survive. That is where Roman Reigns thrives, and it's absolutely beautiful. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. Roman Reigns thrives because of his family lineage being a part of the storyline and him trying so hard to retain it. Much like a mafia boss trying to retain his family and his power, it's him living as the mafia boss for the Samoan dynasty that has been their family, the Anoa family. He has done that, and he has succeeded in it so much. And I'll even go back and say, I don't know.
It's in my head. Say it.
I don't think I'm going where you're going, though, because I'm going to go back to when he came back before 2020. Hold on here. Roman Reigns started cooking after his leukemia bid because I think at that time he realized, I don't got long left in this game, and I don't know how much life I have left. Those moments, even though he's gone through leukemia before that, and now he's going through it again, he went through it again, they change people, and they make people realize, what do I got to lose? I think he was holding back before that, and now he hasn't been holding back since. But his whole storyline since 2020 has just been one consistent mafia boss holding on to every last grip of power that he has, and now we're seeing the cracks. And when your family starts to fall, the power of the mafia boss starts to fall. It starts to crumble away, and you lose all of it. You're invisible when you have the power, but when you start losing those family members, you're not so invisible anymore. You're pretty fucking vulnerable at that point.
Definitely not going to the same place I did.
Yeah, sorry, but
No, I love it. And you're 100% true. I'm spinning this to get. This is a hate show apparently for me and you. He's the best Samoan that has ever wrestled.
I don't disagree with that whatsoever. I agree.
He's done. Get ready, because here comes the bomb.
I can feel the fire.
He's done more than The Rock. The Rock is now just a moment. He had his big moments. The Rock has not carried anything this long and been saturated in this in this content is good. He has never been this saturated in wrestling across the board. It was Rock Stone Cold, it was Rock McMahon, but there was intervals of other things going on. And yes, there are intervals of other things going on. Roman had 3 fucking storylines going in one.
Yeah.
And he still has, at any time KO and Sammy drop the title and they want to go for the titles again, that's still there. Now he's got the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call a spade. Solo's going pretty fucking soon, too.
Solo's going, well, let's call it all the way down the line. When's Paul abandon him?
Yeah. And this is still 6-7 months of storytelling before we get there.
Yeah. Yep.
The Rock didn't do that.
Yes. And I would also add to that, you talked about The Rock didn't have this significant storylines carrying on. Rock had moments. The Rock was fantastic on the mic, and that's why people remember him, because he could talk down to anybody. I think it made this point when we were talking about Stone Cold or The Rock in the Attitude Era. But The Rock never had this notable storylines. He had the storylines that got him where it needed to get him, like Stone Cold versus The Rock. It carried him to that next echelon. Triple H and The Rock took him to the upper middle card, catapulted him there. But what other rivalries do we talk about for The Rock? John Cena and The Rock? Well, that's because they were 2 big names in the industry at that point. That's not really a rivalry. We don't talk about
their matches. We talk about their promos.
We talk about their promos, exactly. We don't talk about the matches because those matches kind of forgettable. They're not anything spectacular. The Rock was a fun and entertaining point in time for the company, and that's why he's doing big things in Hollywood, and I'm proud of him for that. I'm happy for him. I love The Rock. But it's because I love The Rock.
A tattoo of The Rock.
Yeah, but it's because I love The Rock and how he talked and how he could turn a phrase, nothing, and destroy careers like Billy Gunn's, where he spoke to God. But he was entertaining. He never captured the imagination in the ring. He could tell the story verbally, but he couldn't tell the story physically in the ring. Stone Cold can. Roman Reigns can definitely and is now doing that. And to be honest, he was doing that a lot longer. It just wasn't as great. He had moments. He had times. Orton, Roman, 2014 SummerSlam, masterpiece. There's other points and times where it was like, oh man, Roman can cook. Roman can do this. Then he has a succotash error, and then he's down for 6 months. And then the flashes were there. But now, sustained, long time. Think about it this way. He took in, a month and a half, Jey Uso, who was primarily known as a tag team wrestler, and pretty much catapulted him into a main event status.
Yep.
Not because it's his cousin, but it's because he brought the best out of him and told a series of matches within the ring and in storyline fashion that were like, holy fuck, Jay can do more than just be a tag team wrestler. His brother was injured at that time. They could have just let him wallow in the win. They didn't.
In the 24/7. Because that was
exactly. It was a 24/7. He could have just stayed in 24/7 land for the whole time. But Roman brought him out of that. They let Jay come into the picture, tussle a little bit for the bloodline and be the head of the table. But it was such a beautiful story at that time. Nobody really thought that would be the case. But now we're sitting here 3 years later, and we're still in shock and awe after one of the most beautiful years of storytelling for one particular storyline has already transpired. We still got another half a year left to just bring this to. And I would say through maybe WrestleMania of next year.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep. It all culminates. And then Roman may ride off into the dusty trail. But at that point, Roman Reigns is probably going to be on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestlers, whether anybody likes it or not.
Agreed. So the Usos come out and kick his ass. It was perfect. This was absolutely perfect. Roman says there's no day one anymore. And all of that. Jay questions everything. Poor Solo, which he's fitting it perfectly though, takes the pin again, and that's going to be his beef, that he takes all the losses for the a la Bloodline. Get ready. The dogs are going to go ape shit crazy because the wife's going to be walking in the door real quick. But yeah, it's what it is. And that's Solo gets pissed and walks away.
Yeah, exactly. Solo's going to get pissed, walks away. I don't think he necessarily goes back to his brothers yet.
I get him back in check.
Yeah, they have to. So how do you get there? But we still have the whole storyline with Jay right now, because we know he's going to go with Jimmy at some point. But Jimmy's turned his back on Roman, so now there's that fallout this week for that. Jay is now torn as much as with Sammy. This time, however, he's not going to turn on Jimmy. He's going to go with his brother.
Yep.
And they're both going to take down Roman. It's going to be a domino effect. The dominoes still have to fall over the next couple months. And I still feel like something's not right with Heyman.
No.
I don't know what it is.
He's got those weird eyes.
He does have those weird eyes. I wouldn't be surprised if Heyman walks off with Solo.
I think that's a given. Listen, for what Heyman does, Solo has not talked yet. And both the other three can talk, unlike us sometimes. They can talk, they can spit rhymes, they can do their thing. Solo's not there yet, I don't think.
No.
So Heyman is the perfect person for him to slide in with and let Heyman talk for Solo for 6 months to a year or whatever to get his footing and then go there.
Yep, exactly.
There is legit, probably, we said WrestleMania, but the bloodline exploding can carry us another year.
Oh,
shit.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Because you need to have the fallout from that. I mean, it's the explosion can happen in the next 3 months, but the fallout is going to be so far reaching. You can't have it so ingrained in the programming for the last 3 years that it doesn't just
and then just drop it off in like 4 months. Boom.
Yeah, there's no way. This is going to be lingering forever throughout.
And I'm all in.
Mm-hmm. I am too.
All in. What did I write? And now I'm bummed. I know what is coming will be great, but I love the bloodline. Oh,
that makes sense. You already said that, yeah.
Yeah. And this is why again, we talked about when we gave this overall rating, we talked about the bookend matches. Seth's bringing this, still not completely on board with this title. Whatever, we'll see where this goes. But the match itself was great. This had the story, the emotions, and everything involved into it. We saw that Gunther is possible beatable, but he's not going to be beatable in a while. Cody Brock did what it needed to do. We are super pumped about Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
So Nat and Rhea shouldn't have been on the show, and I won with Trish. Good pay-per-view, 4.5.
Yeah, not bad. 4, because I didn't win.
So this was my Sunday morning. I watched this Sunday morning, I'm like, wow, I'm ready. I'm ready to watch AEW.
Yeah.
And we're ready to talk about it next, aren't we?
We're ready. Lock, stock, and ready to rock.
Hanging out with your cock out.
I wasn't going to say that, but...
Hey, y'all, this is Sam Houston. I got to tell you, if you want to know the latest in wrestling and what's going on, tune into Can Crushers every time it comes on. I know I will. Later, y'all.
It's the Cult of Personality Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast Segment 3. I had to tie it back. Punk's back. You gotta get tie it back.
It's Punk back.
I think I've heard that. You know, I heard Punk may be coming back to the Chicago, the United Center.
Unbelievable. The Collision is going to be in Chicago.
They just created a show just for him.
Listen, we're talking weekly wrestling for about 5 fucking minutes. It's a hot mess on weekly wrestling. Because we have to talk about Double or Nothing first.
Yeah, we have to.
Do you want to grade this one prior like we did King and Queen Night of Champions, or do you want to grade this one afterwards?
I can grade it prior. You want to do it prior, or you want to do it after?
I like prior again.
All right. I'm looking at all my scores. I didn't have an overall one, but if I'm going to put it in a ballpark, I'm going to say I got 4.5. 4.5 beers on this one. There's a couple matches where I was not high on. There's a few that I was not high on. I would say it didn't run away as the best pay-per-view of the weekend.
You're right. It didn't run away for best pay-per-view of the weekend.
Yeah.
And I don't know if just because I'm only giving this a 4, I'm saying Saudi was that much better. But there was just some moments in this that I'm like, definitely not AEW's best pay-per-view. I'm not saying I hated it before everybody, oh my God, these two hated an AEW pay-per-view, Jesus God. I didn't hate it at all. Trust me. I'm settling down. I loved it the night of. But we then go back and look at stuff and reread our stuff and everything. I go back and I'm like, okay, So 4. Because I think there was more hms than ha's a little bit in this.
No, that's fair. That's 100%. And I think expectations for certain matches didn't hit. But I also think that certain things that did happen elevated the score and hit well. So
let's start with the buy-in match. First and foremost, how many times does Matt Hardy, by the way, it's Hook and the Hardys against Ethan Page and the Guns. How many times does Matt Hardy have to be involved in a contract that I'm going to go to here, I'm going to buy you, you're going to buy me, my contract's on the line, my life in heaven is on the line, I'm going to hell if I don't win. Why is Matt Hardy the only person involved in this? And then next week it's dropped. Like, we forget that Ethan Page is in wrestling. Make him do 80s style stupid stuff. I want to see Ethan Page, I'm spoiling this right now, clean the Hardy compound or shovel shit or something comical, stupid like that.
Yeah.
This is not going to go anywhere. He has his contract. Oh, in about 3 weeks, he's going to fight so he can be a solo wrestler again. For the love of fuck, first off. Getting heated. For the love of fuck, first off. Why does it have to be Ethan Page? The son of a bitch is a good wrestler. Can we get some comeuppance for this poor bastard? He should be in the TNT title run.
I don't disagree with you whatsoever. Maybe that's why. Because they know the Hardys are going to be on TV a lot, so that's your way of getting Ethan Page on TV? Instead of just being a one-off international title match, one-off TNT title match. Because right now, who's he going to face? Wardlow and get railroaded by Wardlow? You know what I mean? I think this is the only way they could rationalize. We have to get him on TV somehow. We'll put the Hardys on because the Hardys are money. They're going to...
Jeff's going to be on again because he's injured after this match.
I mean, Jeff had a rough go of things. You're right. So, Jeff got injured.
Good Lord.
I kind of want
sucked.
Match sucked. It sucked. I just want the Hardys to kind of go away.
That's exactly what I wrote. Listen, they're not. Hey, you guys know how much I hate Top Flight.
Yeah.
They are not Top Flight anymore. They can't do the Hardy squash into the corner. It looks like me and you trying to do it.
Yeah. Well,
no disrespect, guys. We love the Hardys of old, but
it's
change your shit.
I don't even know if it's change your shit. I think it's just let it be. Let it be.
Transition into something else. I don't know. By the way, JR ruined half of this pay-per-view for me. I was disgusted with him, and I know, one of the greatest in his time. His time has passed as well.
I 100% agree, but I do like highly animated JR when his coffee gets spilled, because that popped me when he started getting mad. He was fucking pissed for about a good match and a half because his coffee got spilled. So
one more thing about JR, and then I'll leave him go. Hook is nowhere close to Mr. Perfect. That got me right. That was the first 3 minutes of the goddamn match. Hook's like, oh my God, Hook reminds me of Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. Jesus effing. No, he doesn't. You want to relate him to, and I know they're not going to say Brock Lesnar on AEW because he's just wrestled the night before. But I don't care. Say Dan Severn. Say somebody like that. Good Lord, don't compare him to Mr. Perfect. He is far from it.
Yeah. They're two different people. Compare him to compare him to his dad.
Right.
Submission expert.
Easy one, right?
Submission expert, yeah. Look what you can do with Taz is a certified legend in this business. Everybody agrees on that. Nobody disagrees with Taz being a legend. He was legitimately one person away from you, and you could have said, Taz, he reminds me of a young you and what he does. Taz could have commented, done. It's over with. But the Mr. Perfect, all because he did a perfect plex, but didn't hold on to it.
No. So that's the way that we're going into this pay-per-view. The buy-in. Why? Listen, I'm old school. I hated them being at ringside. They're supposed to sit on the what the hell do you call it? The deck, I was going to say. The stage. Up on the ramp. Don't have them. That's what makes you different from WWE. That they're not at ringside.
Yeah.
I don't know why that pushed my buttons too. I was not happy going into this pay-per-view. And then to start it off. Whoa.
People just hanging around, just not fighting, not doing anything. It's just.
First off, they announced that it was going to be Cole against Jericho. Like, first hour of this was nothing but, like, not even good chaos. Just who the fuck knows what's going on? Adam Cole and Jericho start the show. Yes, good. But then I'm glad they didn't. Because it took everybody half an hour to get in the ring for this goddamn battle royal.
Well, and to that point, and maybe this plays into why they took them so long to get in the fucking ring, half the televised side of the crowd was not even there. The crowd wasn't even filled in yet. Now, it turned out a lot of them were probably getting souvenirs or whatnot, but good God almighty, and that's this, texted you this. I'm like, they must have made a call to switch it because half the crowd's not even in the fucking building yet. Why give away the Jericho match before anything?
It to your goddamn announcing team then.
Yeah, and say, guys, we're going Battle Royal. We're not going Jericho Cole. Just remember that. There was a miscommunication, 100% in that whole thing. But, oh my God, it took everybody a half hour. I'm like, oh, they're starting to come to the ring. What was it, like 10, 15 minutes left, they start coming to the ring. I'm like, okay, well, maybe they're going to, I thought they were going to do it on a buy-in.
I did too.
And then all of a sudden there was like 30 seconds left and Swerve was just coming out. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like.
And then they're all standing in the ring. And listen, it does get better. We pop a lot.
Yeah.
They're all standing in the ring, and it's time for Martha Hart to come out. And nothing against Martha. We love the Owen Cup. I love that it's going all over the place. She didn't have a script either.
No.
Good Lord. Did anybody have the correct script going? Did Tony only know what was going on?
He might have. Because he was gangster. He was feeling gangster.
He was fucking gangster. Listen, I'm a mark for myself. Tony's a mark for himself. I'm all for it. I popped when Gangster Tony came up.
Okay, about.
So let's get to this blackjack battle. Okay, go ahead.
And I just want to say one thing. This is actually a nice thing. I popped when they said this was the Owen Hart Cup was culminating at the Spring Stampede or Calgary Stampede in July. I popped for that. I'm like, oh shit, we're doing Calgary Stampede again.
Right.
I fucking love that. So I love that this tournament is going to be touring Canada and it's ending at Calgary Stampede with the deep roots that we know that obviously Calgary wrestling, the Hearts have in there.
Calgary Stampede.
Yeah. So.
Touche. I'm glad you brought that up. I did not write that down. I remember that. Yeah. Okay. This battle royal, and I said, you had people running the ropes, jumping off of the top rope. In any other battle royal, you have just eliminated yourself.
Yeah.
Nope. They weren't even in the match yet. I understand you want this to be different from your, what do they call the one, the Eliminator one to get to the main event. You get it at Heavyweight Championship one.
Yeah.
I understand you want to make it a little bit different. You can't have Commander running all three ropes and saying he's not in the match yet to then essentially suicide eliminate himself, and then he comes. Not that he was winning, not that we had any shot of him winning. We knew this, but boof.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to spin it real quick to Dynamite. They said this was possibly the best. On Dynamite, they said this was possibly the best battle royale ever. Edit that out for when anybody goes back and watches that, because this was not. Because of what you said, of 20 people, 15 were outside for the first 10 minutes, just drinking beer and eating popcorn.
Yeah, at that point, why wouldn't you just make that the Joker's Wild Battle Royal and just have the suits come out? Have 5 at a time come out as part of the Battle Royal. I just didn't understand what the point of 15 people camping, waiting for a bus.
Fucking camping.
They were fucking camping, waiting for a fucking bus to come and take them to the ring. It didn't make any goddamn sense.
I do have one more note on JR. I apologize. And I don't know if he got shit for this because I haven't deep dove into wrestling this week. It might have been a misspoke or a misspeak like we do every once in a while. But he's more popular than you are. He said all lucha people are related. I sunk into my fucking couch going, oh, Jesus Christ, JR, please don't get into this. What are you saying? And it could have been just passed off or whatever, but I wrote it down because I heard it, and I'm like, please don't tell me this. It just rubbed me the wrong way.
I blocked it out as soon as I heard it, because I'm like, are you fucking joking me, JR? Why would you fucking even make that comment? Why is it a thought?
Right.
Why is it even a thought in the head? I get it, you're a good old Southern boy, but come on, those thoughts don't come through your head. Don't say them, filter it. I know you're pissed about your coffee, but come on, pull it together, man.
My last note on this travesty says I would have rather seen Orange and Swerve go at it for 10-15 minutes than watch this.
Well, we got what, a mini 5-7 minute match at the end, which was fantastic. I thought that saved it. I thought that was probably the best part of the whole battle royal. I mean, but I agree. I think they should have just had Swerve and Orange on the pay-per-view be the match. Be it for the international title. If you're going to make this the buy-in battle royal and give them a title shot on Wednesday, because Orange is defending every goddamn night anyway. So, yeah, I love the end.
Yeah.
I know might be done with it, but I got to give props to the end of the match. The elimination by Orange by just knocking his arm off. Think of beauty.
Jared,
It was an Orange Cassidy ending. And that's exactly what it needed to be. It didn't need to be showcasey with an orange punch or anything like that.
Just a little kick.
Little smart thing. Fucking sloth, laziest thing you could have did, and it worked. That's beautiful. I loved how the match ended. There were things in between that I was like, the fuck is going on here?
To the end?
Yeah. But
Adam Cole, Jericho, unsanctioned match. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll say, lack of better terms, it was neutered because of anarchy in the arena.
Well, clearly.
Because there's so much more that could be done.
We're saying this now, a week later. We already knew what was to come.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I also say that about the ladder match.
Yeah. You know what's next on the horizon, so it's kind of like, well, what's the point of it when you already know what's coming up next? I mean, it had some spots. Sabu jumping off of things at 70 years old. Magnificent.
Should have been.
Should not have been. He fell off that top rope more than jumped off, but, props to him.
Britt makes her way down and gets some revenge. Saraya comes out. I love all those tie-ins. Essentially, that was leading to what we actually speculated to be the pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
Wednesday, which for the main event. We'll get there. I'm glad actually that everybody didn't stay outside, because then it would have been mini anarchy out there. Just people fighting. So, they all left. And then Britt had her run in, Saraya had her run in, but then they left. And, all of that. I liked the match. I did. Going back and just saying, oh, my God. It wasn't unsanctioned, though.
No.
Again, we'll always go back to Britt and Thunder when we talk unsanctioned matches, I think, in AEW.
Yeah.
This was, even knowing Anarchy in the Arena was coming around next or soon or whatever, this doesn't hold a candle to Britt and Thunder Rosa.
No, it doesn't even get... I'll go out on a limb and say it doesn't even go into the same ballpark as what wasn't an unsanctioned match, but Anna Jay and Ty versus the Bunny and Penelope Ford, it didn't even get close to that.
No.
That was an unsanctioned match versus what this was. Because when we talk unsanctioned, we talk about blood. There's things that are getting on fire, guts, glory, whatever the hell you want. You're destroying somebody. This was a no DQ match. That's what it was.
Exactly. Because, and I know they tried to explain it at the end, that the referee is looking out for the best health of a competitor, but the ref stopped an unsanctioned match.
Yep. Unsanctioned.
Mark, how are you giving us a 4.0 then? Well, we're getting there. But,
There's a lot of things that that elevated the pay-per-view. But, yeah, the ref stopped the unsanctioned match when the competitor was still moving. If it's competitors done, passed out. Yeah. But again, there's only so much you can do when Adam Cole can't get the chain off of his leg either.
I know. He had everybody wrapped up. They were both hogtied for a second.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, just end this.
Yep.
And I think that was what it was. It was a call in the ear. Shit, we can't have both of them playing patty cake to get this chain off each other.
Yeah, so they just end it now. Because I think it would have been better to end where I think they were going with it, with the chain being the hammer on them. But if you can't get the chain off, if you couldn't get there, then just end it.
It did what it needed to do.
Yep.
And I hate to say it like that because I think they could have did a lot more. FTR and Team Double J with Briscoe as a ref. Karen Jarrett's a Jezebel. We knew that was coming in at some point. That's why JR was still out there for this match to get the Jezebel. The sound off for you? Like
a little bit.
There was times that it was, I don't want to say minutes behind, but 10 seconds is a long time when you hear the thud and then you see it.
Yeah, I thought I was having a streaming issue or it just wasn't working on my end, but
I think it was across the board because I did read a lot of people. It was just something was wrong, and it hit this. The first two matches, a lot happened, so maybe I wasn't paying attention. This was a slower match.
Yep.
So you heard it, you paid attention. You're like, what was that bang? Oh, that was that bang.
The bang.
Yeah. I really hope this is over now.
I agree. I also really like this match.
I'm not saying that I didn't like it, but I just want it to be over.
I think it has to be at this point because Briscoe already flipped.
Wednesday.
I mean, yeah. Well, with that, yeah, true. Everything that happened Wednesday. But, man, Aubrey ate that goddamn guitar shot, didn't she?
Why was she looking like... what is the movie, the blonde-headed singer that... he's from overseas. Not Billy Idol. Come on, give me...
I'm trying to...
Labyrinth?
Oh, David Bowie?
David Bowie.
Yeah.
Why was Aubrey Edwards calling for David Bowie? Like, what the hell was that orange makeup that... Aubrey, I love you. But why did she turn into David Bowie for the night with just... It was gooped on her. Like
Vegas, baby.
Aubrey's a good-looking woman. She doesn't need... Like, she looked like she was Krusty the Clown. I don't...
Well, maybe it was because she was going to eat the guitar shot anyway, so it wasn't going to matter what...
Yeah, she was done.
Yeah,
right.
She was done at that point. I mean, if you eat a guitar shot...
Right.
You put on the best makeup or anything like that, probably not. I mean, I don't know. I don't eat guitar shots every day, so I'm not sure what...
I gave a guitar shot one time, not a head one, just to the back, to a coworker. Gave me his back flat and cracked him with it. He fucking went down, and the guitar did not break.
Well,
I gave it to him. It was the original host, Paul, by the way, co-host with me.
Right.
We found a guitar at work. He's like, let's try this guitar shot fit. All right, let me hit you because, first of all, you would kill me. All right, so he gave me his back. I cracked it. He went down. Guitar did not break. Fucking hated me for a while. Probably still hates me, but I think they're all kind of pre-broken.
They're either pre-broken or
not.
There's an exploding pack, I think, on the back of them to help with that.
We're talking about exploding stuff here in a little bit too.
But yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
But I did like this match, and I think it was the end-all, be-all for this as we move forward. Hey, Team Double J did their thing for a long time. Like, I still love Double J. I love Lethal. I love all of this. I'm still going to say Briscoe just needs to do something different now for a while.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't know what Briscoe's going to end up doing. I still want to see Lethal, though, break away.
I do, too. I want Black Machismo back.
Yeah.
He's trademarked it, so it's coming, I think.
We had a little bit of the finger point going during that match. So there was little hints of Black Machismo coming back to us. So someday soon.
You got the foreshadowing of FTR by saving Starks as the Bullet Club beat the snot out of him in the back.
Yep.
So that was cool. And then we go right to Jericho and Soraya demanding Adam and Britt but the Wizard was back.
The Wizard showed up, and
that kid almost lost his life, by the way. That was the listen, I've seen fire from Ronnie Garvin's got it. The list of people that have eaten fire. Holy fuck. First of all, they were focused right on this kid, and Jericho threw it. I can't get any closer to this computer monitor than how close it was to that kid's face. Like, he probably got burned.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Real life, like, got burned.
He lost eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the Wizard, baby. That's the beauty of the Wizard.
Wardlow and Christian in a ladder match. The only thing I want to talk about is Arn Anderson eating people.
Yeah, eating dinosaurs left and right. If a dinosaur is 65 million years old, wouldn't it be dust coming out at that point? I'm sorry, I gotta sludge or something, not fucking blood. I'm doubting his dinosaur heritage at this point. And yes, I'm joking, people. But yeah, was it because Arn Anderson couldn't bring the Glock to shoot the dinosaur, so he just had to take the other way out and bite? I loved Arn Anderson fighting dirty at this point.
I do too, and I hope it's going to rub him off. Listen, I want a change for Wardlow.
Yeah,
I want Wardlow again. People watch the IWC Network. I want to see dirty Wardlow. I want to see bad Wardlow. The time of everybody loving Wardlow. Listen, I think Wardlow is going to be somebody. Not comparing him there yet, but a Stone Cold, a KO, or doesn't matter what he does, he's going to get cheered. Britt, essentially, Britt can shit on Tony Khan, and everybody's going to cheer for Britt.
Yeah,
Britt can beat the shit out of Tony Khan. It doesn't matter what Britt does in AEW, she's going to get cheered. I think Wardlow can get that same place. He doesn't need to be a face anymore. Mm-hmm. I think Wardlow's time needs to shift over and just turn into a monster.
Yeah. But see, for some reason, they keep pushing that face narrative. Let it be a monster. Let it be anti-hero. You got Arn Anderson out here biting people. That's not face stuff. That's Arn Anderson's fighting dirty. Because he learned from the dirtiest player in the game, and he learned from the Four Horsemen. Take it. You're dropping as many heavy-ass hints as you can with that. So let it turn and let it steer into that for Wardlow now. But I think for this portion of it, they had to let that go because of Christian. Because Christian is so good at being that domineering heel, nuclear heated heel. There's only going to be pure babyface versus Christian at this point, even if you're an anti-hero. Even if you fight the middle of that line where you could do heelish things but be good, you're getting cheered out the building because Christian, everybody just hates fucking Christian. That's just the way it is. So it's a horse apiece, but I agree. Starting now, let's have him move him towards that area of gray, that gray area. Not black, not white. You're in the gray. You're somewhere in between. If you got to fight dirty, you fight dirty. If you got to fight clean, you fight clean. Just put it there because he can be dominant in any form or fashion in that area.
What did you think of the match overall?
I really loved the match. I thought it was good. Wardlow shouldn't be jumping on ladders, especially if they're not buying them from Home Depot.
Holy Christ, yeah.
That fucking ladder
is leg out.
Yeah. He could have did damage. And then Rick Knox, great job trying to save that and hold the ladder. But no.
There was no saving
Get the fuck out of there. There's no way saving that. Wardlow knew it at the same time. Also, Wardlow, 25 feet in the air, man. Don't be Jeff Hardy. Don't do this. Don't.
See how he's walking right now?
Yeah.
You don't want to walk like that.
You don't want to do that. I get it. You had to kill the dinosaur, but Arn already bit his finger off, so he was fine. He was dying a slow death anyway. So just climb the ladder, man. But I love that match. It was a good match.
It really was. I enjoyed it. Again, Wardlow. I'm a mark. I'll always pop for Wardlow. So Tony versus Jamie. Listen, I think they did this perfectly. I really do. We were wondering, and I think we both had Hayter winning it, but knowing that she's going on the shelf now for a while, I love the epic beatdown beforehand. I really do. It sells the story. It's going to make Britt and Sheeta have to do it by herself. Sorry. Apparently I need more Allegra.
Yeah.
Maybe not 2 this time. But I think it's perfect. I really do. And Tony is a great person to have as champion. She's a bitch.
Yeah.
By the way, subpar off of all of this, we're getting a major change in women's wrestling. We'll get to the other one too, but Asuka, new champ, Tony, new champ. What happens with Jade? Because we really probably both want to talk about that.
Yeah.
New champ. I mean, that's a huge change in the whole aspect.
Oh, yeah.
And there's now another free agent lingering around that can come at any time. Jordan Grace is now done with Impact.
Yeah, that came out recently. Although it stands to sit there and say, will she though? We know things that have happened with her husband and Tony Khan. Is AEW a possibility? Is ROH a possibility? Or is
money a possibility?
Is money a possibility? Can money buy happiness at this point, or buy back what was lost?
Player. She's a big player.
She's a huge player. She would instant impact. Pun intended, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, instant impact when she gets there. Will money solve what the issues were before? I don't know. But she's a free agent. She's out there. I'm excited to see where she lands. I'm hoping AEW because I'm hoping ROH because I think that would be an even bigger shot in the arm for the ROH brand. But again, they have a hard time keeping people just on that brand in general. So,
touché. So I loved everything about this match. The green spray paint.
Yeah.
She takes out Ruby. The ref driven into everything. I loved this match, and I love the way that they told it.
This match, again, you look at it, if you don't know the history, you absolutely don't like this match. But if you know the history and you understand what's going on, Hayter's injured. They protected her perfectly throughout this match to get them to the end. And the spray paint, everything, they did their best job possible getting themselves through a match where Hayter was injured, couldn't do much, but it made sense in terms of the story. I love that you talked about it, that attack at the beginning perfectly set up the remainder of the match and set up for why Hayter's not 100%, not moving, not grooving, not doing what she normally does. It was perfect in the storytelling aspect of things.
We move along to the trios match. Open house, open challenge, open whatever. The Acclaim answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked it. I mean,
I like it. Listen, it was maybe your bathroom break match because it was quicker than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It did what it needed to do. We're going to get more of this as we reference Wednesday. Yeah, not a lot to talk about, you know. The House of Black wins. The Acclaimed, spot on the microphone.
Killed it on the mic. And honestly, that's all they needed to do. Just come out, make the cuck joke about Dominic and Buddy, and move right along. It was
blackface. Like
blackface.
You wonder, they tiptoe around that, man. That's shit you probably shouldn't be talking about anymore.
Not talking about it at all, but the Acclaimed will talk about it, which is perfect. Let them talk. I mean, they did it with Karen Jarrett and fucking. I'm giving full credit to the Acclaimed as they're the reason Karen Jarrett's back because they brought it back into relevancy. So why not bring it back into the company? But the RuPaul drag race line, then to the blackface, then to the cuck joke. They were just hitting
Brody King
Right.
busted out laughing though.
Oh,
But
Brody
they
King.
had to get him off camera real quick.
They showed him, he was laughing, he was saying something to Buddy, and they're like, no, get this off, don't look at him.
Yeah. That was the match. That was the entertainment of the match.
Yeah.
We get Jade and gets Taya for the TBS title. Good fucking Lord. What am I going to bitch about?
I was just going to say overall, I was not a fan of this match. This was not the match for me. I don't know what you're going to bitch about, so I'll let you get on your rant, but I had to get it out and say, this was not the match for me. I don't know.
All pretty girls walk like this. That whole entertainment thing. Jesus effing Christ. Yes, she's married to Brandon Phillips. Do we have to ask this every fucking pay-per-view? Because he's there holding the daughter. Yes, he played for the Reds. Yes, he played for the Indians. Yes, he played fucking baseball for 20 years or whatever. Yes, that Brandon Phillips. Are we good now? And nothing against Brandon Phillips. But why aren't we talking about, I don't know, somebody else that's married, wife that's sitting in it? Why don't we show Britt's mom and dad that's there every pay-per-view too? Why don't we show, I don't know, whoever? All right. Yes, it's Brandon Phillips. He's a big-name baseball player. I don't need to see him every show.
See,
and I hate this. I hated the first part of this.
Oh, I hated the first match. But I was not a fan of Taya and Jade overall. No, it even with Road to Valhalla reinstated, it made a great close pin, but they never clicked 100%. See, I thought your rant was going to be about if I had to be a guess, it would have been about the entrance more than it would have been a Brandon Phillips reference, but that's a good point. They bring it up every fucking time. So that's a fair point. But
that was a sorority dance. I mean, I can't.
Yeah,
you can't. I mean,
you can't knock it.
9 times out of 10, I hate, and trust me, I'm going to hate coming up real quick. I hate live performances.
With that one, okay.
So after she becomes 60-0, Smart Mark,
anytime, anywhere.
Yep. Boom. I don't want to say this sold the pay-per-view, but man, was this a ton of points, because this was perfect.
Yep.
Not the first match. This was absolutely perfect. Yes, Jade can now take a break. It's out there. She's taking a break. When she comes back stronger, bigger, better, whatever, she has a instant title shot against Statlander.
Yeah.
Let Stat get her feet underneath. She beat her, by the way, folks.
Yeah.
You let her get her feet going. Yes, this is what the TBS title, and Stat makes reference of it in the media scrum. This has been a long time coming. She has just had injuries that maybe Jade was never going to be 60-0. They just had, and I hate to say it this way, nothing to do for her but to run with this title, because the title was made for Stat.
Yeah. When it's made for your workhorse and your workhorse goes down, you kind of have to find a way around that. And the only way around that is to continue the undefeated streak for the TBS title. Because it kind of...
And we're not shitting on Jade. She did what she needed to do for a long time.
Exactly. Jade, we give props to Jade. She grew in the ring. She did great. She did fantastic. She's grown leaps and bounds since she started the TBS title reign. It's the special moment of it all where you need to have somebody. Stat was handpicked to end the streak and take the title reign. You can't have somebody else end the streak and then start the title reign, because that takes away from what Stat was doing.
Yep.
Stat is obviously in line to be the workhorse champion for the company for a year or two, and then Stat's into bigger and better things. The women, then being the number one woman overall in the company. She's born to get to that top spot. But
she was a high draft pick when she started.
Exactly. She was a very high draft pick. She's we'll say it, one of the women pillars right now. It's now time for her to shine with the TBS title. Her and Jade can go back and forth with it when Jade comes back. they're gonna get themselves get to where they need to be.
Perfect time to pull this off. I loved it. I'm glad it didn't happen on Dynamite or on Rampage or the first night of Collision or anything like that. The surprise and have Stat come back. We didn't think this was going to happen. So, Statlander, we heard she's getting better, but she wasn't ready. Perfect timing. The Four Pillars match. First and foremost, it's pregnant season, so we have to get this side of the way. Congratulations to Sammy and Ty.
Yeah. Congratulations
to Alexa and Ryan Cabrera.
Yep.
So maybe we'll see. Oh, and Carmella and Corey announced that they're having a boy.
Yes, they did. So
all that said and done. As much as I'm eating crow, Jenks. I'm eating crow.
I know.
That I said, not now, don't do it now, don't do it now. I fucking love this. I never thought MJF was going to lose.
Right.
But, holy piss. I loved everything about this. It's probably going to be in my top 5 at the end of the year.
High marks.
How much everything was there. The stupid Darby stuff that I hate on, the Sammy flying stuff, MJF winning with a fucking headlock takeover, Jungle Boy doing Jungle Boy stuff, the pin spot. You do a pin spot like that where they're rolling around doing all those pins, mark out for that. Because done right, that can take in 5 minutes of a match. And you wonder at one point in your life, are you going to see somebody win that way?
Yeah.
And I want to remember it when it happens. I love this match. And I say it's stupid, all 4 of them doing a submission and then we get the overhead shot. Yes. I love this match. I can't say enough about this match.
I can't either. I'm going to go one step further and say MJF swearing at every fucking time somebody did a high impact move on him or an aerial move on him. 100%. I loved the mentor spot too throughout this. Each one doing the move of their mentor.
Yes.
Just to kind of
tell the
story. Tell the story, pay homage, tell how they've grown or show how they've grown, who's been instrumental in their lives. You mentioned the submission spot. That was fantastic. It was beautifully told how to get there. I also 100%, I knew it as soon as Sammy announced it, gave it maybe 10 seconds in my mind. I'm like, when we talked about MJF or Sammy pulling the wool over MJF's eyes with, pretending like he's going to take the deal. I'm like, oh, they're going to tie the baby into this somehow. Yep. And MJF yelling, you have a kid now. Think about the children. Beautifully done. It was expertly done. They intertwined everything beautifully. I wasn't looking forward to this match either. I knew it was going to be good.
Right.
But they blew it out of the 4 pillars. They blew it out of the water because they proved that that's why they are the 4 pillars. I'm a little disappointed on how some of them have now regressed into different roles, but we'll get back. We'll get there. And I love MJF sneaking the AEW title into the coffin drop to win it by headlock, to the son of a bitch to win it by the headlock takeover, which now also makes me think, hate me for this. You can quote me for this, and if it doesn't happen, I'll eat crow at that time. Darby Allin is winning this title off of MJF with a headlock takeover at some point this year.
100% agree.
Because
100% agree.
You don't do that twice if that's not the play.
Yep.
That's 100% it. So if it's Full Gear, that's where it's happening.
Probably.
Yep. So
he's got to get built back up a little bit.
He's got to get built back up a little bit because he took that second loss to the headlock takeover. So build him back up. Darby winning this is going to be the next AEW World Champion when the time comes. And we kind of knew that from the promos beforehand too.
Darby MJF is your anti-hero, crazy person type of feud that him and MJF are going to have. Flair Steamboat, Magnum Nikita, they're linked together. The other two are going to be in and out, doing things with all the other ones as well. This is Darby MJF to run. For years.
Agreed. Because it's such polar opposites, and it tells the best story when they're the polar opposites.
Take a deep breath, folks. Anarchy in the Arena. Elite, BCC, Callis on commentary. The ref was bleeding. We have exploding sneakers. I compare those. We have Sir Michael Jenks calling it with Takeshka. And we had the worst fucking rendition of Wild Thing ever played in the universe. Why not just play? Again, I go back to I hate live performance. This guy, the greatest thing is when he ate the super kicks.
Yeah.
Who was it? Do you remember his name?
I can't remember who the lead singer's name was, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not convinced it wasn't RJ City at this point.
Text me, like, is that RJ singing? RJ City singing Wild Thing? Oh my God. And then when play the song and then start the song over again and play it. No, they just sang the chorus for 10 fucking minutes. Last year, at least it was on the loop of the DJ or whatever.
Somebody broke the soundboard and it just played and it made it all the better. This year it was forced and they didn't know any more words of the song and it was like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
I've heard cats sing better than and I can't sing, so I don't have anywhere to talk about vocal singing lessons or anything like that. This guy absolutely sucked.
I don't know. I cannot remember what this band was called.
Better.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of garage bands better.
But this is everything we wanted. This is everything we needed. This was unbelievable. And listen, I'll talk about the media scrum real quick. Brian Danielson was the last one they had on. He said this was probably one of the funnest matches he's ever had in his life. They just went out there and did shit.
Yeah.
They had listen, it's wrestling. They had a finale they had to get to. Danielson's like, it was so much fun just fucking tussling in the crowd doing whatever. When I was working with said person, doing that.
Yeah.
This is what I want. I want to do an Anarchy in the Arena match. Just do stupid
shit. Just whatever. And I was wondering where they were going to hide the fucking barbed wire. So if you had the poker chip on your bingo cards, ding, ding, ding.
Right.
Because I was like, where the fuck is this barbed wire? I know it's somewhere in this fucking arena. And when they pulled it down, I'm like, oh, there's that son of a bitch in barbed wire. I knew it. It's amazing what they can do when you just let them to their own devices. They had to hit certain points in the match. Obviously, was it Nick or Matt? I all the time get the Young Bucks confused. One of the Young Bucks had to get to the back so that he could put the shoe on. I think it's Nick. I always confuse their names, but I know the Young Bucks. But he had to get his shoe on, so the pile driver in the truck bed was the perfect excuse to get him out of there. It's Matt Jackson. I don't know why I'm losing my mind here, but I couldn't remember Ringmaster earlier, so I'm just fucking off shit creek right now. So in the truck bed, you had to get him there. Fine, dandy. That's how you get the exploding shoe on him. Then in the end, you have that planned out. Outside of that, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And somebody made the comment that Justin Roberts was having flashbacks because of his tie and his shirt coat. And I was dying because I'm like, yep, Brian Danielson must be around him choking him with it or something for that point. So I can see why that would be the funnest thing to do. It's always a fun match.
It really is. Some people are like, oh, it's too much. This is where reality just should escape your body and just
it's never, if you're taking this match too seriously, you're missing the absolute point. You're missing the fucking point. You're missing the absolute fucking point of this match. This match is the Stadium Stampede, and it's Anarchy in Arena. It's to keep that mentality going because they caught lightning in a bottle with Stadium Stampede way back when they did it in 2020. When they had to do it, people love that shit. So then they did it again, and then they adapted it to Anarchy in the Arena when they could have people here through COVID and all that. It's a beautiful match to have when you can just have so much goddamn spontaneity and just absolute craziness. It helps you detach from reality.
You ever stomping on tacks?
Oh, never. No, million. That is fucked.
Yeah.
When they did that, I was like, no. That was the worst part of that match for me, pain-wise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
100%. Like, even when they put the tacks in his mouth, I'm like, well, that's not going to hurt him as much as the goddamn tacks in his foot did.
Right. I do want an exploding shoe, though. I don't know if I'm going to use it. Like, I instantly thought of, in the 80s, there was a guy called Lightning Foot. He would always load his boot and then attempt to kick the guy. The guy would catch it and then kick Lightning Foot in the head with his own boot and knock him out. He'd never won a match with it or whatever. If he did, he won once or twice. I instantly thought of Lightning Foot or Thunderfoot or whatever the fuck he was. Look him up. He was in NWA back in when the Crockett's owned it. I thought of him, and I'm like, oh my god, they took Lightning or Thunderfoot and multiplied it by a quadrillion, and you get this. Really, that's a scary ass spot, though.
Oh yeah, because that can go wrong in so many ways and fashions.
We talked about the Wizard.
Yeah.
That's even closer to Mox's face. What is Renee thinking? Jesus Christ, my husband's going to have a burnt face.
At this point, Renee has to be numb to all of this fucking shit because he bleeds every other week, so it's like...
No.
But I thought there would be a tack shoe spot. And obviously, I was completely fucking wrong because it was the opposite end of the spectrum for that.
So we get to the end. Callis comes out, and he's out, but Takeshita comes out, and you've called it for probably 2 months now.
Yeah. And what was funny is he was dressed like that fucking cameraman with the mask, and I know it's not been Takeshita this whole time. I thought it was Kenny Omega for long periods of time last year. Like, that guy has always been suspicious to me, and I know it wasn't Takeshita this whole time because he was still on that side, but at the same point, it was like, I also feel vindicated at that point that my suspicions were right. This is some fucking guy that's coming after people. But it just smelt like it. It smelt like Takeshita. It was too perfect. It was just too perfect for it not to be him.
Agreed. And this is why this pay-per-view, not just this match, we gave the ups and the downs of all of it. And this is why I'll spend $50 again.
Yep, next time.
Because you just don't know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
So let's move on to the media scrum. I have a couple notes. Jenks hasn't watched it yet, and I did not watch it right afterwards. MJF is first out. By the way, if you've not watched it, go on YouTube. It starts at 26 minutes in. MJF makes fun of everybody. Now, this person I personally know. He grew up in Ridgeway, Pennsylvania. He works for Wrestle Inc., and his name is Dominic D'Angelo. He asked him what eye he should look at because Dominic has eye problems. So he's making fun of him. He hates open challenges. He doesn't have to fucking do open challenges. He swears more than we did on this podcast. Congratulates another guy, I don't know what company he works for having type 3 diabetes because he's so fucking fat. Tell somebody he has Dumbo ears and he should never worry about instant gratification in his life because he's never going to get it. He doesn't want to work Forbidden Door because New Japan is the drizzling shits and it's just an indie fed.
Oh my god.
And he's bored and he just might take his ball and go home. And he means go home and retire because he has nobody else to fight. Go fuck the world.
Oh my god.
He was on for 10, 15 minutes and it made the media scrum. I'm like, well, I'm going to watch who comes out next, but they're not going to be as good as this.
But are they ever?
No.
Yeah.
Stat came out. She was she feels 100% prepared. She's ready to prove herself. She's so happy everybody is on board. Hers was very, I don't want to say generic, but hers was very heartfelt.
Yeah.
Orange was out. He doesn't know why he has to do these. He doesn't really care. He just wants to go home and take a nap. Maybe foreshadowing. He doesn't like Zack Sabre Jr. He's going to go play the slots and go to sleep. And he doesn't think he's the best in the world. He did say that, though. Toni Storm doesn't want to take anybody's bullshit anymore. She's willing to fight anybody whenever, but there's nobody on her page. Somebody says, what about Mercedes Moné? And she says she'll break her other foot. Danielson, I kind of talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Tony can't announce anything about All In or All Out because he's got way too much stuff that he's got to announce here in the near future. One being Collision, which he made an announcement on Wednesday we're going to get to real quick. And then he's got a lot of shit going on with WB because everybody wants to know what channel we're going to watch Collision on, by the way.
Oh, yeah, because we don't know that yet, do we?
We don't know that yet. That's going to be an announcement before an announcement, though.
Well, I mean, there's like 14,000 announcements that could have happened in one segment, but...
We had a lot of announcements coming up here in the near future, I think.
Yeah.
And I think they are going to slowly become bigger.
Oh, yeah.
I feel a streaming service or something is going to be jumping on real quick. And I don't know this. I haven't dug or anything. It just now feels like you're selling $65,000 tickets at Wembley. There's the money.
Well, and to that point, with all the recent developments with HBO Max moving to just being the Max because it's bringing in all the WB stuff and including the TNT, the TBSs, the Discoveries, it's going to happen with Max sooner rather than later because I think Warner Brothers is just going to push for that to happen.
Agreed. All right, let's do it vice versa. And we're really not on this long, folks. I hate to say it. We're not on this week's wrestling long. Jenks Dynamite sucked.
Yeah, it didn't have anything good. I think the biggest thing of note was the one AEW Collision that we've already mentioned 1,400 times, and people have mentioned in the media call. Punk's back. That's it. That was the big thing. You know, you have the Bullet Club and FTR, but nothing really popped. But besides the nuclear heat for Don Callis,
and we're gonna go there.
Yeah.
But let me throw out the matches. Listen, I got in late from a softball game. BCC, I don't know, Bandito and somebody. They beat the snot out of them.
It was the Lucha Bros.
Yeah, Trent, Big Bill, and Swerve. Swerve gets the win. Essentially, I think making him the number one contender for the International Championship. That's what I had lingering around it.
Right.
The Gates of Agony, they were on. They lost to Darby and Orange. And we're going to talk about that in a second because the next one's coming up too. We talked about the Pillars kind of regressing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Hook. Hook wants to fight anybody. Preston and Kalisto come out. Jungle Boy has to make the save. Wait, what? Nyla against Statlander. I thought this was a good match for Stat to get her ring rust off. Nyla is always a bigger woman. She's an AEW X champion. And then Britt and Adam against Chris and Soraya. It didn't do it for me.
It was what it was. It wasn't. It didn't set the world on fire.
Match that we were getting.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that because I love all four. Yeah. I would put a supper with all four of them right now.
Yeah.
5 for them. We'd only be going to McDonald's, but it was so forced from 2 months ago that we knew we were going to get it that, okay.
Unless it was going to be a world burner, it wasn't going to be anything worthwhile.
So which one do you want to talk about first, Jungle or Darby?
Let's start with Jungle, because Jungle Boy, I get a Hook, but Hook's lost so much steam that now we're back to Jungle Hook, and he's even out there social mediaing the band's back together, the boys are back together, whatever he said. I'm like,
3 days earlier, you're going to possibly be the face of AEW with that championship. Now you're worried about the FTW championship? It's not a recognized title. What?
Yeah. You there to be Hook's bodyguard or backup or... not buying that.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a swerve, and I don't mean Strickland, coming for them. I just, whatever. Yeah. Darby and Orange, we've been force-fed this tag team for 2 weeks now that we're like, why is Darby... We're going to get Darby, Orange, and Sting because he came back against the Embassy?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that question's as good as mine. I have no idea. And
by the way, Sammy was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, Sammy's gone. They got a baby planned for her. I was so confused by that. Like, I think it was legitimately only done to bring Sting back. So Sting comes back for... I don't know why Sting's coming back. New Japan? Is that going to be... Is he going to have a match there against somebody? I don't know.
But let's talk about the only thing that we thought was noteworthy. Holy piss. Mega heat. I don't know if Tony Khan knew. This crowd didn't let Callis get a word in without calling him a fucker or booing.
Yeah.
This was awesome. Just because of the crowd in the heat. Man. And the scar was a little highlighted, by the way, in his head.
What do you mean? That looked normal.
Right. Do you think that they knew that it was going to be this mega hot?
No, because I don't think you ever know. Like, the nuclear heat Dominic gets on a weekly basis, nobody knew. Nobody thought that was going to be the case. But again, everybody hates Dominic, so that makes sense. I don't think anybody knew, but we should have expected at least some resemblance of this kind of heat, because everybody fucking hates Don Callis. And he was only force-fed to us as a face because Kenny Omega was a face. So you just tolerated him, and I think it's been building up, just the hate people have for Don Callis, until this point, when they could actually just fucking lose their mind and just venom spit all over Don Callis.
Takeshita was essentially the next golden boy. He was Kenny Omega 2.0.
And he got stolen from...
Sorry, Will Ospreay, but yeah.
Yeah, and he got stolen from the fans. Now, he's been corrupted by Don Callis, so add that on. That's a great point. Add that on top of the heat that has been building up. The hatred for Don Callis has been building up for months upon months. This is a ticking time bomb, and it only took till they ended up... I can't remember where the fuck they were, but it only ended up till here for it to explode in their face. It was beautiful.
This Callis calls himself a victim. He may have lost a nephew, referring to Kenny Omega, but he's gained a son. Oh my God, that cuts. Like that is just so, that is the finest scalpel in the back, reaching around and pulling your heart around from the other side. Like, I was like, holy Christ. I loved it. Listen, Callis is an asshole. Whatever. I hope this runs for a long time. I want to hate these guys, but essentially continue to love them.
Them at the same time. Callis is an asshole, but he knows how to be an asshole, and he knows how to push the buttons just right. I love that Sun line. I also love that he's already hyping up Takeshita to be better than Inoki. You know, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the other the other wrestling legends. Yeah, any of them.
Okada, and yeah.
And, Okada, he had him on the upper echelon. He's already at the top of the mountain now. It's like, fuck, man, you're building him up. Even though we knew he was the golden boy, we knew he was something special. The fact you're just kind of continuously like, he's the most magnificent thing to ever fucking grace this godforsaken ring. You're forcing people to hate. Yeah, you're forcing people to hate Takeshita. They don't want to hate Takeshita, but they're going to have to fucking hate Takeshita, and that's going to get Don Gallows even more fucking heat over top of it.
So golden money is to be made.
Yeah.
That's all I have on Dynamite. Honest to Injun.
Agreed.
I have less on Raw.
I have very little on Raw. The biggest takeaway I think I took away from it, no, just kidding. But Maxine Dupree's a part of the Alpha Academy now, apparently.
Right?
But thank you.
Where are the models? What happened to sexy Otis that we wanted?
Yeah, why is it? She sold the models down the line for. But hey, listen, if you got the man, why go on with the others?
Right, I guess.
Yeah.
Ronda and Shayna are new tag team champions. We never saw that coming. In real life, the only thing I really want to talk about is Cody comes out and talks. He has an open challenge for Brock. Essentially, we're not going to see Brock for a while.
Yeah.
We think there may be a possibility of Brock screwing Cody over in the Money in the Bank match. But we also, is Brock going to go to England for that? I guess, Again, Money and Brock are hand in hand, always linked. That would make the most sense. Or are we going to get a non-cash-in debacle with Brock? Like, not my prediction yet, because a lot can happen. Cody wins Money in the Bank. Cody says then to whomever at SummerSlam, I'm challenging whomever, Seth, Roman, whatever. And the case is handed in. Brock just decimates him and says, I'll take my shot tonight. And we get that match a la surprise or something.
Mm.
I mean, I don't think that we see Brock at least until Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And he either screws Cody out of winning it, or he just fucking crushes him once Cody wins it, and Cody never gets to cash it in. Bless you.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Am I off? Yeah, there we go. It took a minute for it to come off the mute button. I don't think we see Brock till Money in the Bank, but I also don't think we see Brock at Money in the Bank. And I liked our thought process a couple weeks ago or last week, where Brock doesn't have to show up if they want to pre-tape a segment in the States and have him just jump Cody in the hallway. That takes Cody out of the match. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, Cody
doesn't have to go over.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. Or they just send Cody over to make appearances, that type of thing, like wave to the fans, kiss babies and all that. He's there. But at the end of the day, he's not doing anything for anybody. Brock doesn't have to leave. Yada, yada, yada. I think that's still legitimately on the table. I also like your thought process of maybe Brock's just cutting in front of the line and destroys Cody to take a title shot. But then again, we get stuck. I'm hoping it's against Seth, because if we get stuck with Roman and Brock again, I think it's too soon to revisit that. However, an interesting theory online, and I cannot remember who said it, so I'm sorry I can't give you props, but there's been a theory running around that maybe Heyman's the one that ordered Brock to come after Cody behind Roman's back to take him out of the equation because of how close he's gotten. And maybe that spurs something that comes to light over the fall, and that's Heyman's downfall, is that he did this, he was trying to protect Roman, but he went back to his former
employee,
his former employer, and now that turns into distrust by Roman, and Roman eliminates Paul from the equation.
Again, and now continuing the bloodline fucking thoughts. Again we talked about it at the beginning of the show.
Connecting it all the way back. It's ways to break the bloodline apart further and further, where Roman truly has nobody left when Cody comes to knocking next year at WrestleMania. That could be a case.
That'd be a great case. I love that.
I love that theory, and I wish I could think of who said it, and I apologize. Maybe I can look that up for next week's show, but that is fan-fucking-tastic. It comes to light at SummerSlam, where like Heyman just starts screaming, "That's not part of the plan. That was never part of the plan." Confuses Roman. I'm not saying Roman loses the title, but there's a lot of unknown going on there. So, yeah.
So Roman's got Jay or Jimmy or something at SummerSlam.
Yeah, Roman has to have one of the Usos at SummerSlam. There's no way around that. So this has to be a Seth versus Cody situation. Although if I'm Cody Rhodes, I wouldn't be cashing in on Seth.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to.
You don't have to, but if I'm choosing my guy, Cody's going for Roman.
We would think. That makes sense.
I mean, that would make sense. But maybe I'm overthinking. Or maybe we're underthinking.
Title versus title at WrestleMania. And then it's really the undisputed heavyweight champion, the universal WWE pocket and hand, whatever.
Something, yeah.
We're a long ways away from WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia.
Long ways away, but it's coming up quick.
Really is. Really is, because meat and potatoes and stuff is right around the corner. A lot of WrestleMania starts via SummerSlam. At least it's put in, then it takes a little time off, recalibrated at Rumble, and then ran with.
Yep. So it's starting to come around.
This was a great show, buddy.
I love it.
Listen, again, we said we don't know how long we were going to go. We went long, as normal. That's what we do. Once we get to talking wrestling, we love it. Thank you guys for listening for the years, months, days, however long you've been listening. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. This is really our escape. You guys listen, you send in questions for next week, which is even awesomer because we'll talk wrestling what happened next week. But our meat and potatoes is definitely going to be Ask Can Crushers. Send us any off the wall questions that you guys have. We'll give us our thought process and we'll go through them. So yeah, what a great week of wrestling, essentially. Let me derail what I just said. What a great 2 days of wrestling.
Yeah,
because Monday and Wednesday were and we didn't even say the word SmackDown, but maybe once.
Yeah, well, not twice.
Right.
Yeah, and we didn't even say Rampage once.
Now we did. So, no, we did say maybe once or twice. Don't forget, next week is High Ground Professional Wrestling Summer Showcase. This coming Wednesday, we'll have the preview show of the matches, and me and my guest will do our picks and talk about the poster that I'm not on yet that hopefully gets released by Wednesday so I can promote it.
So we can atone for the travesty that's occurred so far. You gotta really get your lawyers stepping up here. I don't know what to tell you here.
And maybe I need to call Smart Mark.
I think you might get Smart Mark on the phone. Although the way things went down with Jade's title reign, I don't know if you want Smart Mark right now. The track record's not there. He's kind of screwed Jade out there.
Yeah, is he going to be? Here comes the cough again. Is he going to be around? Listen, we know Jade's taking some time off. Well-deserved time off, by the way. Good for her. She carried that, and I'll give it the stat. Busy week coming ahead for both of us.
Yeah.
We got more baseball, softball coming up. You?
Family stuff, getting ready for everything next week. We have the graduation ceremony next week, so taking care of mom a little bit this upcoming week, so it's going to be a busy week, but it's also going to be hopefully a fun week. We'll see what happens, but we're hanging in there.
June 29th cannot come fast enough. I need Fight Forever. I need the explosion. By the way, as we hang up, I want you to watch that clip and then text me back and let me know about the shit that I already talked about. It's so much fun. I'm going to watch it again, actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm definitely watching all of it now.
Nice. All right, guys. We love you. Thanks for listening. Remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things.
You're a garbage can, not a garbage cannot. Make sure you tell your loved ones you love them.
Because you never know.
Happy Pride Month.